Hey there, it's Wanda Wen. Thank you so much for coming to the Sulip Fix. Today, I wanted to present a project using a food item, potato. Now I know parents have always told us never play with your food, but in this case, I love playing with food sometimes. So we're gonna make our own gift wrap, and I know you see a lot of fancy gift wrap out there, but you could just make your own with a potato, some kraft paper or white paper, and some paint. So first you start out with the potato, and I'm just going to cut it in half. Actually, first you wanna give it a wash. So I just use a scrub brush just to get the dirt off and place it under running water, scrub it out so that you have a nice clean potato. And then you simply just cut it in half. All right, so basically we're making potato stamps. And the great thing about these is that you can make a shape, and I'll show you how to make a shape, but you can make a shape and then keep it for the next day and the next day by just soaking it in water so that the potato doesn't brown. So it has a little bit of life. All right, so I've got this, and I'm going to use 2 different colors of paint. Let's see, let's do this purple. Okay. So these are just acrylic paints. They're water soluble. I just got them at Michael's. You can get them at any craft store. You can use tempera paint. You can use like house paint that you have that you just painted your walls with. So, okay. I'm using a little bit of glitter because it's holidays and I just love having a little bit of cheer, a little extra light in my gifts. All right. So I'm just using a paper plate to hold each color. And now you could use a paintbrush, but I simply just like using my fingers. So I'm gonna get a little messy. And I just want to have shapes, a circle shape. And potatoes are basically naturally round. I mean, I tried to look for potatoes that are round and full and voluptuous for this project. So I'm just gonna use my finger just to get off some excess, and I'm just gonna stamp away. This is a fun project to do with your family. I did actually some samples last night, so you don't need to watch me entirely on camera making this full sheet of gift wrap paper. So I'm basically putting a layer of purple on. This is a purple, sort of a opalescent color. I'm using my finger just to spread it, and it's just a random pattern. Now I can see that this potato has its own personality. It's not giving me full coverage, but it's all right. It's not going to be a perfect circle, but it's perfect for this occasion. So this is how printmaking is done. Simply, you're taking an object, you're putting a layer of paint, and you're stamping. I'm going to take this other potato, the other half, and I'm just going to I want to make a smaller circle. So I'm just going to use my pencil and just sort of mark the smaller circle that I want to create so that there's dimensionality to this aesthetic, a large circle and a small circle. And you can see that. All right, that looks good. I'm going to take the knife and just insert it and basically trace the circle that I just made. And kids, if you're watching this, please make sure that you're doing this with parental supervision. You want to poke the knife in about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and you'll see why. So I'm just following my line and making the complete circle. I love making gift wrap, making my own gift wrap, just because it's a fun project. It's actually a nice activity to do at the every year at the holidays, because every year I always have like a different theme, different colors, different patterns. All right, so now that I've traced it with the knife, I basically come in and cut about 1/2 inch down. So what's left is a small circle. Do you see that? All right. And then you can use this, and I don't know, you can make a tater tot or something. I don't know. It looks good. Okay, so then I'm gonna take this other color. Look how beautiful this color is. It's like this mauve glitter, and this doesn't stick to the potato that well. But basically what I want is just, okay, I'm making a mess. Okay. All right. So I just want to just press and sort of interlace the circles. And again, I'm using my fingers to basically brush the paint on. You certainly can use a brush, but I just find using my fingers is easier. I love these two colors together. Whoops. And if you get a little drip, no big deal. It's part of the handmadeness of this gift wrap. Having the little nuances of the hand is so nice in anything. This, you've got to let it dry, and I did actually a version of it last night for you. I'm gonna move this away. So you can wash these under the sink, but don't use your beautiful kitchen sink, like use the utility sink. Otherwise, your wife or your parent is gonna get mad because you're creating a mess. So again, these paints are acrylic, they're water soluble. They have loads of different colors, and you could just have so much fun choosing your color palette, choosing glitter or matte finishes. All right, so for my next project, I wanted to use a combination of white. Here we go. I love white and kraft paper. I just love that combination. And then I want a little bit of glitter. So this is a silver acrylic paint. It's very gelatinous. Okay, so this time what I want to do is I'm going to do a half circle. I'm just going to cut this potato not all the way in half. Take half of it off. Whoops. There you go. And apply the paint again, this time in white. Yeah, white and kraft is such a nice combination. So this is how prints get done. I mean, in the olden days, they used stamps, whether the stamp was a potato or a piece of wood that was carved in a decorative pattern, or sometimes you could use a sponge. This potato is really not like, you know what I should have done? Here, let me do this. I think this would be helpful. I'm gonna take the top layer down. So maybe, no? Here, let me do this. Okay, this is where, in TV land, if you want to take two, this is like one of those moments, but I'm just gonna work through this and suffer whatever consequences I need to suffer. Okay. Try this. Maybe it'll be better. Whoops. Oh, see? Okay. See, that was the fix. just to level off the potato. All right, so now I have this beautiful stamp. It's like a half moon. Oh, that is a beautiful half circle. Okay, so I'm making this half circle pattern with an opaque white. And I kind of like having this gradation of paint. You know, you could see here, there's a lot of paint, and then I didn't refill, and actually I haven't refilled this whole row, and I actually love this gradation. It's beautiful. And then I'm gonna take this potato the opposite way and stamp it the opposite way. And stamp it with the white glitter. Actually, no, it's not white, it's silver. So half circles against each other on a little bit of an overlap. Okay. These are not coming out terribly pretty, but it's just part of what's going on here. Okay. I actually was doing this last night in preparation to see you guys, and I swear this pattern is so lovely. Trust me. All right. Okay. Well, you get the idea, right? But let me show you the final product. Okay. This is just an indication that sometimes before you really get going, just take some scratch paper and just do some samples for yourself before you really get into your production, all right? Because sometimes you just never know what you're gonna come up against. Your potato may be acting really weird. The weather may be affecting the paint. Who knows? Your cat may be jumping on the paper and it gets fur everywhere. Jeez. Okay. But look what resulted from that effort. Half moons. Beautiful, right? This was a run of the white paint and then the silver paint. You have beautiful gift wrap. That is an indication of your personality. It's something that you handmade. It's got your love in it. It's beautiful. So now we have this beautiful paper, and it didn't take but a bit of paint and a potato, some craft paper, and your creativity. All right, so let's get wrapping. I'm actually going to see a friend later on, and I want to give them my new game, Yogaland. All right, so I'm going to just quickly take you through some wrapping technique. And again, the sizing of the paper is so important. All right, cut this. And having a great pair of scissors, of course, is key in wrapping. And I'm going to, there's too much excess, so I'm going to trim. Whoops. Uh-oh. I cut it way too short. But not to fear. I have an idea and something that I'd love to share with you. Hopefully this will work. Okay. So I cut this too short, which happens to all of us, even one who does this professionally. What you do is you take your piece and put it at a diagonal. This works mainly, and you gotta take off the sticker, price sticker, whenever you're giving a gift. So this works generally when you don't have a box that's too deep, but let's see if this works. Okay, this is an experiment live on camera. Okay, so you wanna take one side up. Okay, good. And this technique has saved me a lot. Okay, and you sort of pinch one side in. All right, you pinch it in. And you fold it up here. And you do the same on the other side. Then you use a little bit of double stick tape. I mean, you could use just regular one-sided tape, but I always have double stick tape on hand. And then pinching the inside. The reason why you pinch the inside is because if you don't, then if you do that, then you've got all this mess. So I pinch it in just to give it a nice finish, and I bring it up. Voila, it works. All right, so now I have this paper, and one thing I love is that whenever I'm wrapping, if there's a way to collaborate the ideas. So the game is a yoga game, and I create this half moon feel. Together they work, and they support each other's ideals. And then just take some ribbon. This is the way I love wrapping ribbon, so that it's flat on the bottom. Coming up to the top. You can see that when I do this method, I'm keeping my ribbon on the spool so that I am assured that I'm not cutting and wasting too much ribbon, or I'm not cutting enough, because that's not fun, especially when you have a gorgeous ribbon like this, right? You simply tie a knot or a bow. You're ready to go. Trim at the sides at an angle. These wide ribbons, the wider they are, the harder it is to get it right. All right, there you go. All right, so that's the Sulip Fix for today. Thank you so much for coming. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're gonna do this project, or when you do this project, please, I would love to see. So if you could post on Instagram and tag sulip_, I would so appreciate it. All right, thank you so much. Happy holidays, and I'll see you next week. Bye.